So for the Dark Elves, we have Malekith on a dragon with Stand Your Ground and Soul Stealer. Interesting choice. Definitely. We have 2 Cold One chariots and a front line of Dread Spears and Blackguard of Nagarond with the Sisters of the Singing Doom Witch Elves and a Feral Manticore just for good measure.
Beautiful.
So, not that big an army.
But it's got the working parts.
Yeah, it's got the working parts. But I don't know. I'm not sure it's got enough killing power to get through a Tomb King army.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that Tomb King army, I mean, let's take a look at it. So we have what appears to be 2 Tomb Guard up in front, holding down the center with 2 Tomb Guard with halberds on either flank. We're going to see 3, or make that, what is that going to be, 4 spearmen, skeleton spearmen. One of them being going to be King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. We got the Blessed Legion of Akath in the center, the Regiment Renowned skeleton archers with their armor sundering ability. We're going to have the Regiment Renowned Chosen of the God Ushabti. And then we're going to have the Eyes of the Desert Sepulchral Stalker. So just a Regiment Renowned army type of day, I guess. He's got Nehekara horsemen in the back of his line to protect that rear and get some mobility. And then he has Archon the Black in charge. Archon's going to be on his horse. He's going to have the Tomb Blade of Archon, Staff of Nagash, the Liber Mortis, Spirit Leech, My Will Be Done, and the Curse.
And then there's a Light Priest as well. He's got net on the side, which could be interesting.
Oh, yeah, thank you for calling that out. I totally spaced on that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This could be a very interesting one because the sheer amount of firepower he's got here, especially with the Blessed Legion, he's going to rip through the Blackguard.
Absolutely, especially with that armor sundering ammo coming in on it. Oh, man.
Yeah. And especially with the Chosen of the Gods coming in. Like, look at these Blackguard. They're already at half health. He's just mullering them. That side charge, though.
It's absolutely devastating.
Now the archers are... Now the chariots are into the archers. But, ooh.
Sepulchral Stalkers coming in to try and counteract that chariot movement, it seems.
Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen these horsemen move in, or a net or something to try and catch them.
Yeah.
The Lightcaster, the Manticore's gone straight in for the Lightcaster. Net of Amintok on Malekith, but none of the archers are really in a position to capitalize on that. Then we've got a nice blob up front, Tomb Guard against everything.
And I mean, we'll see if Malekith comes in here for a breath. It looks like he may be doing just that, or as that a Soul Stealer just threw down.
Yeah, there goes Realm of Souls coming up. There goes a Soul Stealer straight on the Legion of Akath.
And then the Witch Elves in the back line diving into some King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion, but a summon of Skeleton Warriors coming up behind them as well.
Yeah, that's not a position anyone wants to be in, but
no.
I think the Witch Elves will be able to outlast the summon.
Yeah, for sure.
Manticore's just flying there. I don't know, it's hard to tell at this point, because the archers are all... The regular archers all look to be very heavily compromised to the point where they're all crumbling and I don't think they're going to rally back up, but...
Yeah, ooh, a huge breath from Malekith on top of those Tomb Guard with halberds is absolutely devastating them, but he's taking a ton of damage right now. He needs to get a Soul Stealer in there quick.
He's routing already. If he hadn't popped Stand Your Ground, he'd already be routing, and I think... Yeah, there we go. I think he's about to rout in a second. The Great Bows are just running him off the field here.
Yeah, and if Malekith dies, the chances for the Dark Elves are going to drop drastically, I think.
Yeah. I don't know, because, yeah, you'd think, but also the Tomb Guard's front line is just collapsing. The archer pressure, the Tomb Kings are starting to pull back, but the chariots are still up, and they're still applying the pressure, and they've still got the Witch Elves in the back. Whereas the horsemen are gone. Some of these archers are gone. Most of the infantry is gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. There's a full health Tomb Guard with Halberd. There's a full health King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. You still have a lot of archers to deal with the Sisters of Slaughter. I don't know. With the Bo5 too, I think they'll be able to deal with the rest of the Blackguard and Nagron. I think they have enough ammunition to do the damage, but...
They have the ammo, but I don't think the infantry they have left is enough infantry to hold off the infantry that the Dark Elves have left.
That's fair. I'll take that bet. I'm betting on Tomb Kings. You're betting on Dark Elves. We'll see which caster is right.
Yeah, the Manticore's down and Spirit Leech, Curse of Xar, which I think bit of an odd choice because the Manticores don't have much armor anyway, but Malekith on his way back already.
And see if we get a volley from the Chosen of the Gods on top of him ASAP before he gets that Soul Stealer. Oh!
Yeah, if they can, then it's going to be good, but...
Yeah, looks like he's going to get that Soul Stealer.
Doing their job and holding and stopping them getting the shot in.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, the chariots are probably going to come round and engage them.
Mm-hmm.
Chosen of God seems to be more intent on running the Dread Spears off.
Which is crazy.
That's a bad call.
Yeah.
They should be turning around and instantly going for Malekith.
Yeah, now they're getting charged by the Cold One chariots, and he needs to get these guys back online because Malekith is who needs to die here. But there goes a net, and here come the Archer fire.
Yeah, what Archer the left and uncompromised. There's not many of them, and the Blessed Legion just got rampaged by the Sisters of Singing Doom, which is it's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that might have saved Malekith's backside, to be honest. That rampage.
Yeah.
Liber Mortis went down on the...
Ooh, Spirit Leech on top of Malekith, too.
That's going to be painful, because Malekith does not have too much health left.
No, and the Bo5 are going to start opening fire now.
Yeah, they're back up. I think Malekith's going to die here.
I couldn't agree more. He's down below 400 health. I can't see him lasting much longer on this field of battle. He is going to start routing right there.
Routing, yeah. I don't think he's coming back.
No, I think they're...
And with that... But even so, I think it might be a little too late, because he's got 1.5 unit of Blackguard up. He's got the Dread Spears are still up. And all the Tomb Kings really have is some summoned Skeleton Warriors, half a Tomb Guard unit, and the Chosen of the Gods.
Well, I mean, there goes a Cold One chariot. There goes the Sisters of Singing Doom, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting those routes, but
yeah,
the Leech Priest of Light is really low. Arkan himself is below half. The Eyes of the Desert are crumbling and probably aren't going to make it out.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the Bo5 are trying their best to help kill off the Blackguard and Nagron, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. This is dead close.
In melee, and Dreadspears aren't going to win that, but it's everything's coming to try and clear up these great bows. Because at this point, I think he seems to think his main hope is if he can get Malekith dead.
Yeah.
And that Lord debuff hitting everything.
Oh man, the Chosen, they're trying to pull back and shoot Malekith, but he's going to get a Soul Stealer here. Nope. Oh no, the King Nikesh's... Oh, they missed the Soul Stealer.
Yeah, just. They marched through this about a second later. Arkan himself comes in. I think Arkan's going for a Soul Stealer, for a Spirit Leech of his own. I think he's decided against it though.
Can you believe how long Malekith has just been teetering on the brink this entire fight? It's been nuts.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this isn't looking great.
No.
I think the Dark Elves might be able to take it simply on
infantry.
Simply on the Blackguard that are left and all the infantry that remains, because
yeah,
there's 7 Chosen of the Gods. Arkan, that Lich Priest isn't going to last too much longer.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, Scorpion Legion's battered.
Oh!
Those Tomb Guard don't exist anymore because of that breath.
Oh, but hold on a second. What's happening here?
Oh, Skeleton Warriors coming down. That could be big.
And he still has 2 or 3 rounds left on the Chosen of the Gods, so these are going to be absolutely pivotal. And Malekith is wavering.
Yeah, I think Malekith's on such low health. He's on 341 hit points.
Oh,
I think
man.
at this point he's permanently going to be wavering.
Yeah,
to the point of, if they get another volley off on him, he might just rout off.
Well, I think that would be his third route, right?
And that's his third route, yeah, so he'd shatter off. And
yeah.
He'd just perish.
The Chosen of the Gods shooting in some damage, and the balance of power is going back in their favor.
Yeah, at this point, I think the issue is going to be more the Blackguard than Malekith, because...
Oh my god, the Chosen are just missing their shot so miserably. I'm sure that he's very frustrated.
Yeah.
They were just shooting at nothing.
Blackguard moving in on the Chosen of the Gods, that's...
Yeah, it's going to be... They're going to die so quickly.
They're just going to get mullered. The Light Priest is...
What a match!
Yeah. These Skeleton Warriors are putting in some hard work.
Yeah, they are.
Arkan's cycle charging. Desperately just trying to get some kind of route going. Skeletons are gone.
Yep, there goes Skeletons, and now the balance of power is shifting against him for sure.
Chosen of the Gods are in combat with the Blackguard now, so they're just going to start bleeding models.
Yeah.
Leadership's gone.
Is Archon trying to chase down Malekith with the Spirit Leech, it looks like?
I think he's hunting for that Spirit Leech, because I think he's realised that if he doesn't get Malekith dead...
He can't route these guys.
He's got nothing left.
Yeah.
Like, the Lich Priest's crumbling, the Chosen of the Gods are crumbling, the Scorpion Legion's gone.
Yep. Oh, man.
He's got nothing left. I think army losses is going to be soon, because this Light Priest's about to die from crumbling damage.
Yeah.
It's 11 a tick. Chosen of the Gods, 2 models, 1 gone. They're going to be gone any second now.
Archon's running in there.
Just Archon against a ton of spears.
Yeah, and he is on a horse.
Yeah, and he's on a horse, though.
Spirit Leeching the Blackguard and Agaron, but too little too late.
Yeah.
What a beautiful fight, though.
Yeah, it was a hell of a game.
That was a really, 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 really good game for both players.
Yeah.
And it looks like it ran smooth. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, chat hasn't complained, so...
Sweet. Holy cow, that was such a good game to both players, and really, I thought Aerocrastic would lost it there with Malekith, but he just kept keeping him alive till the very end.
Those Blackguard kill counts, holy hell.
Yeah,
162, 89, 213, 157 on the Sisters.
Chariot's got some good kills, too.
Yeah, I think he just had Aerocrastic just had the mobility with the Sisters and the Manticore and the Chariots. He managed to get through and get into the Archers, because, as I said, if the Blessed Legion and the Chosen of the Gods had been allowed to keep firing, they'd have just torn the Blackguard apart.
Mm-hmm.
They did. They had one of them on half health before the lines clashed, but he shut down the ranged early.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just won it on superior infantry, because we say there were Tomb Guard and whatnot left, but Tomb Guard are still tier 3 to the tier 5 Blackguard. It's
absolutely
not really an even fight.
No, not at all. And even the Sisters of Singing Doom can do really well there. And I think, honestly, like looking at both players' armies and how they handled it, I think both players played it very well. I think in hindsight, Vicious Satsuma maybe a little more mass and pulling his archers back a little bit further to keep him alive longer, but he got the damage done he needed to get done on Malekith for the most part. I mean, Malekith was below 500 health points for the majority of that battle, so...
Yeah, he was bashed.
Yeah, and I got to give him credit there for doing that, but I think, maybe investing a little bit more to kill Malekith, and he could have done it and then pulled it his favor, but well played to Aerocrastic bringing that back.
Yeah, great game from both of them.
Yeah, that was those are the games that make me love this game. A lot of back and forth, just clearly two solid players playing intelligently.
Which side do you want then?
I'm easy, bud. You go ahead and make your decision, and I'll take the other faction.
I'll take the Skaven then.
All right, lay it on us.
The endless horde they have. Let's see, at the back here, as we expected, Ikit Zap Zap. With Rat Ogres, 3 Rat Ogres, and Skaven Slave and Clan Rat Spears. He's got just a lot of this stuff here. Skaven Slaves, Slingers, regular Clan Rats. The Council Guard at the back here, ready to suppress anything that gets on the Warp Lightning. He's got Death Runners. That could be extremely interesting. Probably just safeguard against Graveguard. And then for leadership up front, and a Rattling Gun.
Ooh! Yay, it granted us a
and
Rattling
a
Gun.
Doom Wheel. And as for the leadership, we have a Plague Seer on a Screaming Bell. With, we've got Scorch, which is, I think, bound to the bell. There's Blessed with Filth, Vermintide. It's got the Warp Storm Scroll, which is direct damage and halves the speed of a unit, so that can be a killer with this many spheres. Just drop that on a Vargul for something and it's going to get blocked down. And Arcane Conduit. So, yeah, there's a lot of bodies.
A lot of bodies indeed, and speaking of lots of bodies, you know, another faction that loves to bring a ton of cheap infantry, the Vampire Counts. So we got a front line here. Looks like we have 3 zombies we're working with. Make that 4. He's going to have some Graveguard with great weapons. And then over on the far left, we got the Stearnsman Graveguard, along with 2 Black Knights, one of them being Barracks Black Reavers. It looks like Aracrastic does like that cav unit. He's going to have the Dire Pack Wolf, and then 2 Varg Wolves as well. For the leadership, we got a Necromancer on foot. Looks like they may be a naked Necromancer. Just bringing the Forbidden Rod, the Hell's Dance Macabre, actually, and Master of the Dead. And then we have Manfred von Karstein also on foot. Interesting choice here with the Master of Black Arts. We got Wind of Death, Raise Dead, Invocation to Hex, Spirit Leech, Sword of Unholy Power, and of course the Hunger, as they all have. And one unit that I forgot to mention that I don't want to forget is the Corpse Guard with the Unholy Lodestone. And then we also have a White King up here, who's going to be having the Slayer of Kings, I think it's called. Or not Slayer of Kings.
Scabscrath.
Yeah, Scabscrath.
Scabscrath or something.
Yeah, Scabscrath.
It's something completely weird that sounds Skaven.
It does, actually. It sounds very Skaven.
I can see why he's brought the Footlord and the Necromancer on foot, because Necromancer, I think, he just needs some extra magic.
Yeah.
But and especially with Count, he's probably rather scared of the lightning cannon just popping his lord off and not having anywhere really to hide it.
Yep, absolutely. And I like this initial aggression from the Skaven from Aracrastic. I think he did some good job getting that early damage against the Graveguard. Really putting the pressure onto the Vampire Counts here.
Oof, that was a big hit on the Black Knights.
Yeah.
The Doom Wheel was pinned down in a mob of zombies, which is... I don't think that's anywhere near where it wants to be.
Especially with 2 Vargulfs.
Yeah, the Vargulfs aren't going to make this a nice one.
Yeah, well, let's go check out those Rattling Gunners, too. Ooh, opening fire on the Graveguard with great weapons. Yeah. And their speed is all the way down to 18, so they're slower than a Dowie right now, and they're just taking so much damage from that fire.
The Warp Lightning Cannon is shooting through Clan Rat Spears and into Manfred. I don't think they've landed a hit, though. And, but the cannon's offline now. The Dire Pack are in.
Oh, the Dire Pack got on it.
Yeah, Dire Pack, and look at that health drop. They're routing.
It is dropping so quick.
The cannon models are online, but the crew is mullered.
Yeah. As long as the crew survives, it can stay effective. But yeah, that was a huge.
Oh, Wind of Death! 3, 2, 1, and.
Oh! It just whiffed it.
Just about managed to get the Council Guard out.
That was a clever play.
Rattling guns on the Reavers, though. This could be interesting. Rattling guns and spears on the Reavers. Yeah,
it looks like the Reavers were about to try to pull off at the spears, got on the Rattling guns, and got stuck in combat again.
Rattling's moving away, though. Yeah, the Reavers. I didn't realize they had 110 armor.
Yeah, it's quite significant, and I do want to point out that the Doom Wheel is routed and being chased off the map by some Black Knights. A very cost-efficient unit there, and now the Vargulfs are coming back to play.
I must miss that. Did the Doom Wheel just, like, not leave the zombies?
Yeah, no, it got hit by the Vargulfs, and it got punished and is routing off, but in return, though, the Vampire Counts haven't had their Vargulfs up here in the very important combat yet.
Yeah, the Reavers are just getting tar pitted. I think the Council Guard are on them now.
Yep.
Which is painful.
Yeah, they got spread out, and plus all the rat ogres just got a huge rear charge onto them, and now they are shattered and dead. Oh my god!
Yeah.
That was
Bell's
vicious.
rolling in. The Vargulfs are coming in, but rat ogres, the Bell, and the Council Guard are moving towards where these Vargulf are.
Yeah.
Rat ogres just... It's always just amused me just how much the rat ogres just sent a Vargulf that's about twice their size flying. Like, and there's the Rattling guns on the Vargulf.
Yep. And you know, teamwork makes the dream work, I guess.
Yeah.
Those rat ogres are having a good time against those giant bat dogs.
Oh, and clan rats come as well, but like, the best part is just, if you watch it, it's just a ragdoll fight, because whichever one hits, the other thing is just going flying.
Yeah. Rat ogres and Vargulfs alike.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is looking pretty rough for the vampire counts, no? I mean, it just looks like the Skaven range is still online, the artillery's coming back online, Rattling gunners are online, the slingers are there, it just seems
the Sternsmen over here are getting... Yeah, the Sternsmen are getting surrounded. The Vargulfs are getting chunked out.
Yeah.
The White King is... The White King's actually doing quite well at the minute. The White King just sat in the Council Guard taking heads, which is probably not the best place for the Council Guard to be here. I think he should probably have tried to pull them out by now.
That Vargulf just shattered.
One Vargulf's gone. I think the other one's not going to last too much longer.
Yeah, especially with the artillery on it now.
The Black Knights that were chasing off the Doomwheel are just sat at the edge of the map now. So that's a thing.
Yeah, right now it does look like Blue, aka Eric Krastic with the Skaven, are starting to take away the lead pretty significantly.
Yeah. The Warp Lightning Cannon's taking the Vargulfs out of the equation rather decisively at this point. The Bell's rolling around. Manfred's just in battle with Death Runners, and he's just had Clan Rats summoned on his backside as the Bell rolls in.
And he's on foot, so getting run over by a chariot isn't his favorite thing in the world. And yeah, the balance of power is starting to tell the story here now that I think we've all begun to expect, which is that the Skaven are just taking this away. Yeah.
Yeah. The White King's actually getting worn down by the Council Guard, slowly but surely. This Warp Lightning Cannon, the Vargulf's gone. The Black Knights are finally coming back in, but but I'm not sure. I don't know how much longer they're going to last. I don't know where this the Warp Lightning Cannon's out of ammo.
Oh, really? I guess that's how you know it got its money's worth, probably. But
yeah, well, it's a lot of money, but yeah. 2 Vargulfs out of the picture. Yeah, Satsuma's dropped a GG in chat. He knows it's over. Black Knight's coming in for a heroic last-ditch attempt.
Yeah, very great games, but yeah, it looks like
they're gone.
Yeah. Ooh, wait, is this the wind of death we've all been waiting for? There we go.
One last wind of death, one last hurrah.
Yeah.
The White King's under whittling fire from slingers and rattling guns. There's just not much left at this point.
Yeah, no, it's a noble effort from the vampire counts, but this was just tough to get through.
There goes army losses.
Yeah.
GG's. Holy hell.
Yeah, really good games across the board to both those players. Like, you know, 3-1 victory for Arrow Krastic, so well done, but Vicious Satsuma played those beautifully, and especially that Tomb King Dark Elf game. I'm going to remember that for a while. That was a fun one. That was really good. Yeah,
let's look at the kill counts, though. And Manfred and the White King getting tons of kills. The Sternsman got loads. The Shield of Great Guard didn't get too much. And then not much value from the Vargulfs. And the Corpse Cart didn't really do much. I forgot there was a Corpse Cart.
Yeah, it kind of got killed off pretty quick on the approach. And then
I think, honestly, one of the things I'm going to say is I think Satsuma could have capitalized on the Warp Lightning Cannon being offline a lot better.
Yeah.
At that point, he should have been having the Vargulfs engage the melee rather than bash up a Doom Wheel off in the middle of nowhere. Volkmar has the swaggiest chariot. I don't think we can dispute that one.
Would anybody try to dispute that? I mean, that guy has his chariot is gilded as fuck. It's covered in gold and designs, and he has a staff. Like, he's super flamboyant.
I think some people might try and say Ghost, especially when A-Move's got his hands on him.
That's a good point. I mean, you have the Mortis engine, too.
Yeah. Mortis engine, It's not a chariot if it doesn't have wheels.
That's fair. Well, then how is Thorgrim have a chariot?
Dwarves have shields. They're basically wheels.
Wow, that was a stretch, and I dig it. I like that was nice.
If there's a hill, the shield bearers they just hold it with one hand, other hand shield, slide down, get some speed up.
Yeah. And
okay, so,
Zach be saying absolutely. It was initially supposed to be 2-part Hobbit, and it was going to be directed by Guillermo del Toro. I would have loved that. But anyways, back to the battle.
Right, so
blue or red?
You want? I'll take Shidoku then.
All right. Let's see what he got.
He's got an army that's just moved out of sight. It's irritating. Right. So we have a naked Throg to start with. We've got a Shaman Sorcerer on horseback with Spirit Leech. Going very bare bones on the leadership. Then we have the big boy. We have Soul Crusher and a Frostworm. That's going to be an interesting choice. And then here we see the mobility. Norscan Warhounds, Skin Wolves, Marauder Horsemen. There's 3 Marauder Horsemen and 2 of the Skin Wolves and Warhounds. We've got a line of Marauders, all up ranked to 2. Rank 2 Marauders. And yeah, that's it. Bit of infantry, a lot of mobility. I think he's definitely going to try and take the mobility control. But then we see...
I just realized what Falcon did. He spelled out XMT with his army.
That's a grudging.
Oh my god, everybody take screenshots of that. We have seen XMT spelled out by Falcon's army. Oh my god, that is brilliant. So, starting with the X, we have 4 Marauder Horsemen. He's got a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal here with the Cloak or Glittering Robe and the Plague of Rust, along with Scroll of Shielding and Searing Doom with the Metal Shifting for that passive. He's going to have for the M 4 units of Skin Wolves. I love you, Falcon. And then he's going to have for the T over here 3 Marauders, 1 more. Okay, no, that's the same one. He's then going to have Wolfric the Wanderer here on top of his Mammoth. He's going to have Hunter of Champions, Fight or Die, as well as Sea Fang and Foe Seeker. And then up here in the air, we're going to have the Frostworm, another Frostworm. So, man, this is going to be an interesting fight. I'm very curious to see how it breaks down, but I think the... Oh, man, this is weird.
I think it's going to go to Falcon.
Yeah.
I think Falcon's going to be able to handle... He's going to have the run of the mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because they've both got Frostworm, so that will kind of cancel, but...
Oh, wait a minute. Wolves. Did you see over here, too? We have another faction name being spelled out. Is this ODM? There we go. I apologize, guys. I didn't notice Shidoku's at first. We have ODM over here. Mm-hmm. It looks like these guys really planned this battle out.
Yeah.
ODM versus Shidoku. Here it is.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
That's still a grudging. Right. So are they going to go into actual battle modes, or are they going to start like this?
I guess they're just doing it like this. I mean, I'm trying to see. So the differences in the army here, I guess, mainly going to be Northern Warhounds on one side and more infantry. It's very similar armies, all things considered, though.
Yeah, very similar armies, but it's Norse good. But I think it's going to go to Falcon because Falcon's got. I'd just rate Falcon's mobility side better. There's 4 Marauder Horsemen, 4 Skin Wolves against.
Yeah.
3 Horsemen, 2 Skin Wolves, and 2 Dogs.
Yeah. So,
I think.
Yeah.
Falcon's going to have the mobility on his side. He's going to win that fight, and then when he's got that, those skin wolves are going to want to just get on Soul Crusher, and that's nowhere near. That's just going to be it's just going to end up being a case of how quickly. Yeah, we'll have to see how the engagements pan out.
Yeah.
But I think with choices as they are, oh god, that breath
actually did some good damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, right now, one thing I do think that is going to be in Shidoku's favor is, at least in the anti-large fight, he's going to have Throg with Soul Crusher, whereas, you know, Wolfric's by himself over there. So there is the potential to where if Wolfric can get double-teamed by Throg and Mammoth. And
Wolfric's not... And Mammoths themselves... Honestly, Mammoths themselves aren't brilliant at anti-large. But Throg is. Throg's got... Let's have a look at it. Throg has how much anti-large? 28 anti-large, 372 armor piercing.
Yeah.
That hammer hurts.
I would hope so. It's quite a large rock he has on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and right now the initial skirmishing changes have definitely gone in Shidoku's favor, though. He's dished out a lot more damage.
A lot more damage. These Marauder Horsemen are... His Falcon's Marauder Horsemen are a lot more bashed up than... Shidoku's are, and the Shaman's
that breath was wasted, unfortunately.
Yeah. Shidoku hasn't... actually, I don't think Falcon's popped a breath yet.
Nope, but here it comes.
The first one. Straight
that was
into
a beautiful breath.
Those horsemen might actually rout from that alone.
Yeah, he did a very, very nice breath right there.
And the Frostworm coming in is trying to tear about these Marauder Horsemen. I think the Frostworms are just having a friend. Oh, they're actually fighting. I thought they were just floating there having a friendly chit chat.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm a Frostworm too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Soul Crusher War Mammoth is getting ganged up on by a bunch of skin wolves. I would like to see that changed.
Seafang just rolled through and missed every Marauder with 2 units.
It happens to the best of us. But yeah, Throg smashing down some nice damage on top of Wolfric there for a bit.
Yeah, but Shidoku's front line just got rolled over, though.
Yeah.
His front line's running. His Frostworm's getting mullered. Thoroughly mullered, like it's routing already. And these horsemen, they're not going to let that return. I think having the Frostworm chase it's a little much, but...
Yeah. Oh, a big overcast Searing Doom coming down and doing a lot of damage on top of that Marauder blob.
Yeah.
And a breath coming down to follow it up. Oh.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, Soul Crush is getting chunked up by Skin Wolves and Horseman Fire here.
Shidoku's just gotten much better engagements, in my opinion. I just don't think Shidoku's done a good job there.
Yeah, Spirit Leech dropped on Wolfric, but it's hardly going to be helpful here because Wolfric's got that much health that a Spirit is going to take a lot of... I don't know how many Spirit Leeches it takes to kill Wolfric, but I think it's more than... What? 8? I think it's more than you ever have magic for in a match.
Yeah, because he has over 10,000 HP, and each one of those does what, maybe 1,200 or so? 800?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was about 10 Spirit Leeches required.
Oh, a Terror Route on top of Throg, and now the battle is going to swing out of control.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Good battled both players, but yeah,
Throg's dead.
Yeah, that was just a matter of the Soul Crusher getting a very bad engagement, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, he went by the right flank by himself, got hit by 2 Skin Wolves, and then the Marauder Horseman just kept throwing jabs into it. So.
Yeah, I think originally there may have been Marauders there, but they got ran off pretty quick.
Yeah. It was a rough fight, but a fun Norscan mirror match nonetheless, and it looks like Falcon's going to come out on top for this first battle in a best of 5.
Yeah, everything shattering. Army lost with GG. Just a very sad Soul Crusher corpse in the middle. Still only counts as 1.
Here we go. Shidoku's Beastmen versus Falcon's Lizardmen. This is round 2 of a best of 5 for the Season 2 quarterfinals. We got 2 more best of 5s after this one, so stick around. There's plenty more battles to come. But let's go ahead and get rid of that intro card. Come over here and see if they've loaded into the map yet. Ooh, you have a preference on faction, by the way? It sounds like you're a big Beastmen guy.
Beastmen are mine. Beastmen have always been mine.
You got it, bub. They were my first main faction in this game. It was Beastmen, and I still love them. But
mine was Dwarfs.
Oh, yeah. I think Dwarfs were like my second one. There was a period in Warhammer 1 where I loved Dwarfs, and then I got away from them for a bit. But without further ado...
I went Dwarfs to Dark Elves to Beastmen.
I'm glad you finally got to the right place.
Yeah. Anyway,
speaking of the Beastmen, here you go.
We go. Ooh, we've got 4 throwing axe Centaurs, I believe. Is that 4? Is that 4 or 3? Let's move some. We've got 4 Mongol Raiders. I think there's 3 throwing axes there.
No, there's 4. I think. Wait,
no, there's 4.
You're right. There's 3.
Maybe there's 1. Yeah, 3. There's some normal Centaurs. I think there's 3. I can't tell where he's putting them all. That's the issue with Beastmen and Vanguard.
Yeah, it's 3 and 3, I think.
Yeah. And then we've got Malagor in the middle with Traitorkin, an Arcane Conduit, Unholy Power, Something Wicked This Way Comes. He's sat in the Butchers of Kalkengard. He's got Razorgore Chariot behind the trees. Interesting. And then at the back here, we just got Shielded Spearheads. And then we have a Deathcaster with Jagged Dagger, Spirit Leech, Life Leeching on a chariot. Pretty typical, but I think it's going to be interesting.
Interesting is definitely the word, yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I think I'd much rather have seen Savage Dominion on Malagor. A Cygor puts in so much work here. Especially if they bring like if they bring Temple Guard or something, or if their dinosaur just stays in a blob, summoned Cygor is just gonna get so much damage out.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. I mean, there was definitely some good targets for a Cygor on the Lizardman side. We do see 2 Temple Guard, as well as 2 Saurus Warriors with shields. He's going to have some red-crested Skink Cohort, as well as 2 Skink Cohorts with javelins. And I lied, it's actually 3 units of Temple Guard. He's going to have the Ancient Stegodon, the Solar Engine Bastillodon, as well as the Bastillodon with the Ark of Sotek. Interesting, I haven't seen that before. And then he's going to have the Salon Mage Priest here, of Light. He's going to have Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Ar of Quetzal, Fiona's Time Warp, Net of Mintok, and Foz Protection. So, here it goes.
Yeah. These solar engines are going to come in massively, I think. Got the Centaurs coming in from the wider angles, and Archers are trading, and the Rangefire's trading, but these Skink Cohorts are going to lose this hard.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean...
The solar engine just shot the Bastillodon. It just shot the Ark of Sotek. It's just full side on, bang.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you doing this? But I have to say, right now, to me, the Beastman army looks like it can win this fight if it plays it well.
It can. The Javelin cohorts are not really good enough to be trading well with the Ungors, especially over time, because if you look, these Javelin cohorts, they've got 1 volley left between them.
Yeah.
And these Ungor Raiders, there's 1 that's routed, and there's still about 3 still in the fray.
And I want to shout out to Shidoku here. He's using his chariots and his Centaurs and archers very well, like having Saurus warriors come out to chase down his archers, and then sending in chariots to get the charge while they're not raced.
On the chariot though.
Yeah, and now the Temple Guard are coming in. We will see if they can survive it.
This isn't where you, in case you're wondering, this is precisely not where you want your chariots to be.
Getting netted and talked by Temple Guard.
Yeah.
Well, the Temple Guard are taking some damage in return because of the Beastmen throwing axes. We'll see. None of the models have been lost yet on the Razorgore chariot, so they should be okay.
Oh, I thought there were 2 solar engines. Whoops. I thought there were 2 solar engines, but no, one of them is just an ancient Stegodon.
Yeah, with its blowguns.
Yeah, the chariots are routing. these Centaurs with throwing axes are there. The Butchers of Kalkengard are down a model already. They're just under fire from Solar Engine.
Yeah.
The Lightslands marching forward and getting Spirit Leeched, which is an interesting proposition. Yeah.
I mean, right now, I think the Beastmen are playing this how they need to. They've taken a bit more damage than I would have liked to have seen. Stayed in combat a bit longer, but
I think they've taken a lot more damage. Ooh, God, that hit on the Butchers.
Why does he have him face sideways to the Solar Engine? He really needs to flip him the other direction.
It's almost like he wants them to, like, this is why I'm not a big fan, because Solar Engine, side shot, these Butchers are on 2/3 of their model count.
Yep.
And Solar Engines do so much to the throwing axes as well, because I'm pretty sure the Solar Engine's blind, which is a big accuracy penalty. Debuff.
Yeah, and I mean, what's so frustrating right now is that Shidoku has his caster sitting out here, and the Butchers of Kalkengard. All he needs to do is push them to another part of the map, and they'll be fine. And he's just letting them sit there and get shot full of arrows. I mean, the Butchers unfortunately just lost so many models that the regeneration isn't going to be able to be used to full effect.
They're at half models already, and they're only just moving towards the enemy.
Yeah.
He's been so busy moving trying to micro his Centaurs around here, playing around this Stegodon. I think that he's just forgotten the rest of his army. Like, these Spearheads at the back haven't moved all game.
I'm actually okay with that. I see, to me, it seems like he's just like really keeping everything in reserve, doesn't want anything to be in a position where it can get caught.
But like the Razorgore, they were back there. The Chariots had rallied back, and it seemed like he'd forgotten about them. Yeah. Butchers getting pounded here. Yeah, these archers have just been firing all game and they've just pincushioned some Saurus a little.
I mean, when I look across the field, they've dealt a ton of damage to the Lizardmen infantry, but you're absolutely right. There are still 2 full health Temple Guard. But
yeah, there's still 2 basically full health Temple Guard here, and the Chariots they've got all models intact, but they're at half health. So if they get netted again,
is this caster going to get caught? What are you doing, caster?
I think the caster's gone here.
Ugh, yeah. Net of a Mintok.
2 Temple Guard. Another Spirit Leech on this Slam Mage Priest. There's a blob of Temple Guard and Saurus and everything just catching these Centaurs they terror outed.
Yeah, and there goes the Beastman caster.
Yeah, the Chariot's moving in. Yeah, I think the caster, is he dead or is he just shattered?
He's dead.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he got crushed hard.
He is deceased. Yeah. I'm moving in like Ungor herds. They're just going to get plowed straight through. It looks very good for the Beastmen at the minute, but I don't think that's going to translate because the throwing axes are mostly offline.
Yeah.
A lot of the Beastmen are running out of ammo. They're running out of armor piercing. There's still a full health Bastillodon.
Yeah. Oh, Banishment coming in, doing a ton of work to these Ungors. Ouch.
Yeah, but like, I don't think it's going to go well for the Beastmen because if you look at it, there's still Temple Guard on the field.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 full health Bastillodons. The Ancient Stegodon still has about 6,000 health.
Yeah.
The throwing axes are running out of ammo.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that there's just, I don't know if he's got enough to take out these dragons, not the dragons, the dinosaurs.
Yeah, Butchers of Kalkengard are going to be diving in on the Ancient Stegodon, but once again, just like not when I would be sending him into combat, like.
And then, of course, they're just buffing the hell out of the everything in the area as well.
Exactly.
Shield of the Old Ones, Aura of Quetzal, Barona's Time Warp. Just a whole stack of area of effect buffs on them there.
Yeah, a lot of archer fire pouring in from the Ungor Raiders, but you know, a lot of them are low on ammunition at this point, and
they're low on models as well.
Yeah,
some of them, and that's just as crippling to archer units like this. They need
You need all those
the
models
volleys.
so they can be firing the volleys in.
Like these Centaurs with throwing axes, they've got about a quarter of a tank left, but there's only 9 of them. The lizards are just sat here in a blob at the minute and just rolling around.
Yeah.
Watching the Ungor herds move in and get mullered. These Saurus warriors are mopping up some of the last throwing axes. They've shattered off the map. Although these Saurus are gone too, I think.
It does seem like the Centaurs, though, if they keep on cycling in and out, can continue getting a lot of good chip damage to the Temple Guard and stuff on the rear charges. And then pull back out. They just need to use their speed to the full advantage, because right now, the Lizardmen, that's the only thing they really have an advantage for with the Beastmen is, besides the net of a Mintok, they have nothing to catch the Beastmen.
Yeah. They do have that, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get through the Bastillodons and the Stegodon.
Yeah,
I think the only issue...
Well, they just need to get rid of the Lizardmen infantry. If they can do that, I think they can pull this off, but the Temple Guard are holding on really strong.
Yeah, the Temple Guard are holding. There's 28, 24, and 58 of them left. The Slan the Slan's off to go and punch the Ungors. He's just going to get... That's a dangerous play. That's an extremely dangerous play, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's isolating his Lord like that. If
he also isolated the Ark of Sotek, too. Kind of splitting up his forces here.
Yeah, but... Part of the thing is... Centaurs with throwing axes only have AP ranged. Bastillodons have 140 armor, and everything else around them is going to have to hack through that 140, especially Centaurs with low armor piercing.
Yeah. I think you're right at this point. The Lizardmen just look like they're pulling it away, and just too much damage done to the Beastmen throughout the battle to hold on to the leadership here at the end.
Yeah. I think the only way they might be able to bring it back is if the Centaurs can get enough engagements and just drop the Slan.
Yeah.
If they take the Lord, they might have a chance with cycle charging.
I just don't see enough Beastmen units even on the field to see if they can do that, though.
Yeah, there isn't enough left to actually kill the Bastillodons. I don't think. I think the armor's just too much.
Yeah.
There's no armor piercing left on the field.
Yeah, he needed those Butchers of Kalkengard protected somewhere off the field because they weren't doing anything anyways. And then bring them back in the late game because, by the time they did anything to get in combat, they were down to like 6 models.
I think they had 4 models by the time they actually engaged.
Yeah, it's just not.
And that in itself is a damning statistic.
Yeah.
It's just an example of how not to manage your Minotaurs 101. Centaur's getting terror. Everything's just getting terror out at this point.
Yeah.
Malagor's terror out. I think that's army losses. GG.
GG. A banishment coming in, and it won't get to go down.
Yeah. Neither the pig is. Yeah. Neither the pig is. You need a. I think it just needed they just needed to be a lot better management of the armor piercing.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to take 4 throwing axes here, in my books.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. I mean, you can drop 2 of the Ungor Spearman Shields and add regular Ungor and then get the extra 100 you need to add the throwing axes rather than the regular Centaur. So I completely agree there. And I guess for me, it wasn't even the army that I minded. I really liked this army, and I think he was playing it very well for a bit there, but he just kind of lost track of his micro, and the Minotaurs were a huge one. And then the other huge mistake was his Shaman of Death. He got way too close to the caster, got a net, and then it just melted. And those were the 2 things that, to me, he needed in the late game. He needed Spirit Leech to continue to punish, because Spirit Leech on the Temple Guard in the late game would have been enough to kill off the models. And the Butchers of Kalkengard, if they would have been healthy by the end of the battle, which, in my opinion, there was no reason for them not to be, then he could have taken down some of those dinosaurs.
Yeah, if the butchers were still decently strong, the dinos may have gone, but yeah. But I don't think any of it should detract from how well Falcon played that. He played it pretty solidly.
Yeah, I completely agree, and yeah, that was definitely, in my mind, a battle that could have gone either way, and it came down to the decisions being made on the field rather than just the builds being poorly matched. Cyphos, hello. Wicked Science, good to see you. Energized. I'm glad you're energized, or are you talking about the player energized?
I think it's talking about the player energized, bringing the.
Oh, thank you. You're absolutely right. It was energized who brought him. Yeah.
I vaguely recall the name, and from what I remember, he does like his lizards.
Yeah, no, it was definitely energized. It was a great match. It was Vampire Counts versus Lizardmen, and Vampire Counts brought in Air Force with 2 Terror guys, but then the Lizardmen brought Tic-Tac-Toe, and then a ton of Ripperdactyls and Pterodon Riders.
Yeah, that's the thing. You tend to underestimate, because Tic-Tac-Toe's only really alright if the enemy has flying.
Yeah.
So you're gambling heavily on there being an opposing flying existence, otherwise Tic-Tac-Toe's useless.
Yeah.
But
well, do you want the Lizardmen or the Dark Elves right here?
I think I'll mix it up. I think I'll take the lizards this time.
Alright, go ahead and take it away, sir.
Alright, so we have a Saurus Old Blood on a Carnosaur. It's moving around. Just can't miss this kit. Where'd he go there? He's got Amulet of Itzel, Foe Seeker, Stand Your Ground, and the Horn of Kygor. This is backed up by 2 horned ones, 2 cold ones, Spear Riders, 2 red-crested skinks, 3 javelin cohorts, a solar engine, Croxigors, and a priest of heavens with wind blast and harmonic convergence. This build looks familiar.
It does indeed. He likes his horned ones.
This is a bit of a throwback to I think it was the last time I casted with him in the Terrorless tournament.
Yeah.
And he brought this build a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had his Lord and a horned one instead of and didn't have the solar engine quite, but it was a very similar build regardless.
Oh.
And I'm expecting some huge ass wind blasts here.
Yeah,
anyway.
He loves those wind blasts, and against the Dark Elves it is quite vicious indeed. So starting with the closer units, we got the Slaneshi Harvesters, Doomfire Warlock Regiment, and up here on the far right flank we got 2 repeater crossbow throwers on those Dark Riders. We got 4 Black Orc Corsairs with handbows. We got 3 Bleak Swords. We got 2 Cold One Knights. And then we have a Sorcerer of Death with what appears to be Spirit Leech and, is it Marzipan's Black, or the Dark Star Cloak and Life Leeching. And that repeater crossbow's already really low on health. He's also going to have Dreadlord up in the air with the sword and crossbow. He's going to have on top of him things I'm not familiar with. The Volley of Dark Arrows, as well as the Guiding Eye Foe Seeker.
Yeah, Guiding Eye is AoE armor piercing, which is very good for bursting down solar engines and stuff, especially with Corsair handbows.
Yeah,
and the other one is, and the Volley of Dark Arrows is just a bound armor piercing magic missile. Kind
of like Arrow Kurna style thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I've used these guys before. I've used a Dark Crossbow Lord before, and it's actually pretty good. One of the main perks I have with the Crossbow Lord is he fires while moving. Not a lot of things that have that, especially in the Dark Elf roster.
Yeah. That hand crossbow is very useful, and I'm just wondering why he's standing here getting shot by everything.
I am too, to be honest. Especially while these Dark Rider crossbows are in the back, not doing anything.
Ooh, a big Soul Steal or Word of Pain going down on top of this horned one blob with the
Soul Stealer in the back down with the Lord. But Harmonic Convergence, Stand Your Ground, Horn of Kygor, he's going in for the cavalry win here.
Yeah, he is, and
that's the thing with this build. You need to take. Falcon knows he needs to take out the enemy mobility, or else he's going to struggle.
Yep.
And I think the longer he's in this blob, with these Dark Riders just popping in on him, that the worse this situation is going to get.
Yeah, especially when there's a breath coming down here from Malekith, it looks like.
And these Spear Riders. These Bleak Swords aren't really going to do too well.
Mm-hmm.
But this Lord, I think, is probably just constantly going to be shooting on this guy. Spirit Leech on the Carnosaur Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The Slashy Harvesters are back in the field. Looks like Malekith.
Yeah.
Malekith has been far too passive this round for me. But it looks like now he's going to be trying to kill off that Skink Chief Priest with a big charge that's going to knock him back but not dish out a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's not Malekith.
Oh, sorry. That's a Dreadlord here. Going to take out the Skink Priest.
Meanwhile, in the back line, there's these Dark Rider repeater crossbows that I think they must have tried to charge it in melee, because all I saw was them getting terror routed away from the solar engine with full ammo.
Yeah.
I think he's got them on melee orders and he doesn't realise.
Oh no. That is going to be the Sorceress of Death getting killed. Yeah.
The Death Sorceress is down. I think the Heaven's Priest is not coming back though.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
don't
surprised.
think so.
I'd have the dragon try and chase him down for one last charge, just to try and get him dead.
Yeah, I completely agree, and it looks like instead, though, he's going to go for trying to kill off the solar engine with the help of the Black Ark Corsairs. You know, he should be able to win that combat pretty easily with the Black Dragon, I imagine.
He's got red crests on his back as well.
Oh, I thought he was going to send in his infantry to help support against them, but yeah, those red crested Skinks are dishing out quite a lot of damage.
Yeah. These Dark Rider repeater crossbows are still on melee orders, and I don't think he's realised.
Oh no! What?
Red crests have terrified off.
Yeah.
This is weird. This is dangerous, I think, because the Bastillodon's just going to terror out off these Dark Riders in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, and they're just taking a bunch of unnecessary damage when they they shooting their full ammo.
They still have full ammo, yeah. They're just on melee mode.
Yeah.
And now I'm just looking at what the Dark Elves have left. Falcon still has most of his cavalry.
Yep.
The Dark Elves are down to just hand bows, half a unit of Bleak Swords, a couple more Bleak Swords, the 18 repeater crossbows over here, and a Dreadlord that's going to rout on the next shot from this Bastillodon.
Yeah. Looks like he's trying to go for a breath, but we'll see what kind of damage it does.
That shot.
Oh, devastating. Yeah, that's looking like
shots. I think the next shot will kill him.
Yeah.
I think a couple more shots and he's dead.
I'm pretty sure army losses will be kicking in the near future here too. I mean,
depends.
Just without the leadership here. Oh,
missed.
He missed it.
Grazed his armpit. Yeah. And with that gone, I think this is tipping massively. He's finally remembered to take the crossbows off melee mode, but the Carnosaur already got in. And with the Dark Riders running, there's nothing to kill the Bastillodon again.
Yeah.
He's got Hambo fire, but that's
not going to be enough to get through that thick armor.
Yeah, and it's not going to get through 140 armor.
Yeah. Well, and even more fundamental than that is just like the leadership. Like Lizardmen still have magic and leadership. The Dark Elves have neither. So it's, you know, I think the writing's rallied. Yeah, the priest rallied, is hiding in the forest. The Carnosaur is very healthy, and the Dreadlord is already routing again. So
there's army losses.
Yeah.
GG.
A great game to both players, and you know, Falcon just showing why he's such a threatening opponent.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not sure anybody really wants to be going into Falcon's Lizards.
The Tomb Kings this time around. We'll let you grab the Lizardmen.
Okay.
And, you know, here it is, round one of this best of 5, guys. Lozier versus Chief.
We have 4 shielded Saurus warriors up front, backed up by 2 red-crested Skinks, including the cohort of Sotek. We have a Heaven's Priest on foot with Harmonic Convergence and Wind Blasts, the old Falcon special. There's 2 Cold One Spear Riders, 2 Javelin cohorts, and then here's the big goods. a Krokgar and a Sarah Scar veteran, both are on Carnosaurs.
He has Crocker. I haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Krokgar's really good here because because Hand of the Gods just blows open single entities. Yeah, the Scar vet has just got cold-blooded on a Carnosaur. Krokgar's coming in with Hand of the Gods, swiftness of Itza, which will help him get out of a spear blob. Sacred spawning of Zockel, which is always good, and cold-blooded himself.
Yeah.
Both of them have frenzy, terror, encourage.
Beautiful.
This is going to be rough. Between the Carnos and the Spear Riders, that's enough to take on most anything.
Yeah.
Blizzard's field, I think.
And a move hacker and everybody, yeah, it's a refuse to die Bergeroth. Refuse to die, basically, there's the ability highlighted. Entities cannot die while the ability is active. A very interesting, unique Regiment Renown ability. Don't see it on anybody else.
As I was saying in chat, they take damage, but they don't lose models, and that's the true part.
Yep.
So, what have the Bony Boys got for us then?
Well, the Bony Boys, as you called them, as what appears to be 4 skeleton spearmen, and then they're going to have 5 skeleton warriors. So my bad, 5 spearmen, 5 skeleton warriors. He is then going to have 4 units of skeleton horseman archers up front, so a lot of skirmishing power there. He's going to have 2 tomb scorpions, 2 necrotechs, both of them. Let's check them. We've got Elixir of Might and Restore on one, and then on the other we have the same combo, Elixir of Might and Restore. We've got the Chosen of the Gods Ushapti, and last but certainly not least we have Setra the Imperishable on top of his War Sphinx. He's going to have Naru's Incantation of Protection, as well as the Jaff's Incantation of Cursed Blades, along with the Restless Dead and the Cure. So, time to see how this pans out, but yeah, I like this Tomb King army, and I also like the Lizardman army, but I'm a bit apprehensive about the Tomb King's chances against those 2 Carnosaurs and, with Krokgar.
I don't know. Tomb Kings have definitely gone with a skirmish army here. They've definitely got they've gone skirmish. They've gone wide. I think with this setup, the Scorpions, if the Carnosaurs can get on the Scorpions and take them easily, but I'm personally just going to be worried about how much damage these horse archers can do to these Carnosaurs.
Yeah.
Especially because the Carnosaurs seem to be running out forwards and leaving the rest of the army behind them.
I also just want to point out that first Hand of the Gods went off and it did nothing.
I didn't even see it go off.
It looked like it was aimed for the Tomb Scorpion and it missed it and flew over the Skeleton Spearman. You can still see the dark spot on the ground that's starting to fade, but yeah, first Hand of the Gods is gone.
Yeah, there's only 2 charges on that too.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because if he landed that on Setra'd be at about 3rd health.
Yeah, and I'm guessing... I can't tell if he was targeting the Necrotech or the Tomb Scorpion, because, yeah, it just didn't land at all.
Yeah, it could be either. If with a Necrotech, it makes slightly more sense, because it's an awkward one to hit. But to be fair, given where they... But to be fair... Oh, I found the Scorch Marks. Yeah, given the Scorch Marks, I think he was aiming at the Necrotech.
Yeah.
And I think he just missed entirely, because... Hand of the Gods isn't that good with long-range accuracy. It's alright, but as with most of those magic missiles, when you're trying to hit an infantry target at that range, it just kind of doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, God, Krokgar taking so much damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Spears are getting turned around. The Carnosaur's going for the Necrotect instead of the Tomb Scorpion. Krokgar's just... The Carnosaurs are just jumping into spears at this point.
Yeah. Taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, this isn't going well for the Lizards. Krokgar was just getting gunned down on the approach. He's already at half.
And so is the Saurus Scarvet too. They're both down to half health now. And I mean, the Lizardman infantry's looking good, but yeah.
I think the Scarvet's at half health because he went into a spear blob with a Tomb Scorpion and a Necrotech. He went for the Necrotech instead of anything like the Tomb Scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, the Necrotech's actually putting a beating on the Skink Priest right now, too. This is not looking good
that.
at all for the Lizardmen. Cetra's coming on top of Krokgar too now.
Yeah. It looks fair. I don't know. Yeah. And in the meantime, a lot of his resources just wrapped up here in the back because he's got Cold One spears and javelins that are just dealing with skeleton horses in the back corner, miles from anywhere.
Yeah. This is a very well played Tomb King battle, in my opinion. I think he played this to near perfection.
Cetra's dueling Krokgar, and it's just not going well. Oh, point blank hand of the gods, and that you saw how much that
did. It did quite a lot of damage. He does need to get somebody over here, like these skeleton horseman archers, perhaps, to come in and maybe support Cetra in this combat.
I don't know. I think Krokgar's on that little health. Another solid couple of hits could easily take them.
Yeah.
Here we go. You Shabti in on the Cyrus warriors. That could be lethal. The Skink Priest is gone. The Scarvet is routing.
Yeah.
I can't see him last. I think the Tomb Kings have got this.
I agree, man. I think the two Scorpions were used to perfection. And the missile power that he brought, those 4 skeleton horse archers, just really seemed to put pressure on top of Low Zero and make him feel like really forced to come out and get in those engagements that really weren't in his favor. So, well played to the Tomb Kings, though. That was beautiful. I mean, do you see any way the Lizardmen bring this back right now? I mean, there's no healing.
Nah, I don't think the Lizards have enough models even to take out the full health Tomb Scorpion.
Yeah, plus there's still the 2 Necrotechs who are healing him up, so.
There's still the 2 Necrotechs, but even without the Necrotechs, they've got 2 full health Tomb Scorpions left on the field, basically.
Plus Cetra. So.
And Cetra, yeah.
In Lizardmen, I'm trying to look around at what the Lizardmen have left. They have some Cold One Spear Riders, which are relatively healthy, a decently healthy unit of Saurus Warriors, the Red-Crested Skink cohort still here. But, yeah, it's just the single entity monsters are so far in favor of the Tomb Kings at this point, I don't even think the infantry matters.
Yeah. And even if it was, like, the infantry that they have left, like, maybe the cohort of Sotek could put a dint in one of them, but I don't know. I'll say, I don't really think there is any feasible way the Tomb Kings are going to lose this.
Yeah, I think you are absolutely 110% right. I mean, Krokgar's running around the map at this point, trying to chase down some skeleton horse archers. The Saurus Scarvet is trying to come back to the field, but he's wavering as he approaches, and yeah, there's just too much on the Tomb King side at this point. Although I will say, those 2 Cold and Spear Riders are doing okay. And sorry, what were you saying there?
I was going to say, honestly, I think this match could have gone so much differently if the Carnosaurs at the start had been played, had just been played a little more conservatively.
Yeah.
Held them back so that they weren't just riding forwards on their own. And then when they went in, they didn't go for they went for something they could blow chunks out of, or I'd like to think they've gone both onto a Tomb Scorpion, focus fire, get one of them down and out, rather than, I think he tried to get one on each Necrotect. I think he was a lot more scared of the Necrotects than the Tomb Scorpions.
Yeah.
And that was questionable target prioritization.
Yeah, I think really Legrand Pinga, their chief, I want to give him a shout out because I think his army was just well crafted and
yeah, nothing away from him. That was a great army, but I think Zero could have played that better.
Oh no, absolutely, completely agree. I think from the very first Hand of the Gods, I saw some problems with Zero's prioritization. He shot that Hand of the Gods from really far away, completely missed. I feel like he was rushing his dinosaurs up to the line before they were in a good place to be supported by the units they needed. And then he just spent far too much time sending units off to chase the skeleton horseman archers including the Cold One Spear Riders, which we saw some full health Cold One Spear Riders come in the late game, which to me means they were distracted chasing Cav they couldn't catch for most of the battle. And I think they would have been a lot more useful if they had been there with the initial engagements, trying to get around, wrap up, envelop the lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, not to take away from like Chief's victory at all. I think he played that very well, and I think his army had a lot of tools there to keep consistent pressure on top of the Lizardmen. But yeah, I think Zero just could have played that a bit better.
If you're going for wins with Beastmen, you've also picked the wrong faction.
False. Beastmen are great, hey? I think.
I'd love to say it, but
they're not top tier. They're
here we
not
go.
Mid tier section.
So, you want the green gits then, or?
Yeah, I'll take the green gits, and here you guys go. Round 2, Low Zero versus Chief. Coast versus Greenskins.
Okay, so first things first, we have a carronade and 2 mortars for the artillery line of the coast. And then let's see the infantry we've got deck hand. It's moving. We have pole arms. We have 5 pole arms and 3 deck hands, as well as Luther Harken on his Terrorgeist, Hornswoggle Power Siphon. He's got his magical void ability as well, which is he's got a lot of tools. So Harken's a surprisingly good tool here. Also a vampire captain on a crab with Taunt, Power Stone, Nehek, Drowned Dead, and Curse of Undeath. Fairly basic. Then we have 2 handgun gunnery mobs, and the Night Terrors in the middle, and a unit of Sirens for good measure. Honestly, I'd be expecting some more Sirens, but Harken's an interesting pick here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he does. I mean, he's a great pick against like a lord like Wurzag, where he can use the most of his anti-magic abilities, but we'll have to see.
Especially with his shots, like his shots 50% missed cast chance, minus 10% physical resistance. He's almost kitted perfectly to just deny Wurzag.
Yep.
Speaking of, let's see what the Greenskins have brought.
Well, I just update the scoreboard because guess who's here? It's Wurzag on foot doing his little dance. BBB Chief, a man after my own heart. I love Wurzag on foot. He's going to have Effigy of the Git. He's going to have Wah, Get Back Here, Fist of Gork for that magical damage, and Gaze of Mork. He's also going to have the Bonewood Staff and the War Paint of Wurzag to round things off. Now, for the rest of the Greenskin army, we're going to see 4 Savage Orc Arrow Boys up front. We're going to see 4 goblins. We're going to see 2 Night Goblins, both of them being the Regiment of Renowns, the Warlords Boys, and the 8 Peak Loonies. He's going to have some Orc Biggins, appears to be 3 of them in the back line. And then he's also going to have a unit of Black Orcs on the right flank for good measure. He's going to have, on top of this, make that 4 Biggins, my apologies, some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and then he's at the 8 Peak Loonies for that Armor Sundering, and a Night Goblin Shaman here with Vindictive Glare, Wand of Jet, and Sneaky Stealing. So that will be it, and now the Greenskins are pushing forward to crump these Vampire Coast before the mortars kill them all. Ooh, quite a lot of damage being done on those mortar fires into the Savage Orc Arrow Boys. Alright, Luther Harkin taking some arrows to the face, but not taking too much damage overall. But the mortar is doing a ton of work right now. I'm honestly kind of surprised by it. Nice Vindictive Glare going down on Harkin. I'm sure we'll see a Gaze of Mork go down on him too at some point, but right now we're seeing the Regiment Renowned Night Terrors diving on top of these goblins, dishing out a ton of damage. I doubt those goblins will be long for the world.
Yeah, I just realised I was muted. Whoops.
Oh, I was wondering where you went.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I muted because I was eating, and then I unmuted, and then I forgot to unmute. And there we see effigy. That was a gaze of Mork. Constant arrow fire. He's got an invocation of the heck on him though, so he's ignoring most of it.
Yeah, and over there,
I'm surprised he hasn't got this Night Goblin Shaman over.
Yeah.
To pop a vindictive glare in his face.
I do want to point out the Night Terror Morgul's are down to half health right now. They did route 2 Gobos, but I don't know if they'll be worth it if they get killed.
Half health, yeah, they're half health, but they've still got all the models intact.
That's a good point, and they got that Dude, they get rid of the Terror, right? They still have the regeneration. No, they have Terror.
No, Night Terror still have Terror.
Yeah. Be a pretty poor name if they didn't.
And they don't have regen, but they do have hunger, so
nice.
While they're in combat, they're going to be going for it. Then we've got Sirens coming in. We haven't seen a wall yet, if I'm correct.
I haven't seen that wall. Yeah, I do believe you are right.
There's been a lot. They're in line with a lot of zombies. These Blackhawk, the vampire fleet captain is fighting Blackhawks. That's not pleasant. Those Savage or Cowboys, I think that was a breath on them and they're just gone.
Uh-oh, Wurzag's about to get attacked by Luther Harkin.
Wurzag's not in a good place. Terror out.
Yeah.
I don't think Harkin's going to let off him.
Yeah, I mean, why would you? I mean, I don't think there's anything to stop Luther Harkin from doing this.
Try and keep him pinned.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got no intention of letting Harkin. He's terror routing off. The archers are all terror routed off now. Vindictive glare popping, but it seems to miss Harkin almost.
Yeah, it did like a slight bit of damage, I think, but it wasn't the best connection. And looking across the field,
might be why. Harkin's got 33% magic resist.
Yes.
And 15% missile resist, and both of them factor in here.
Yeah, I mean, there goes Wurzag, and without Wurzag, the Greenskins' chances are going to drop significantly, because you need that effigy to get to pin Luther Harkin in place if you want a chance to win.
But even so, these Spider Riders are running around on the range crews at the back, just not actually killing them really, they're just sort of pulling them off. The fleet captain's coming back to deal with some deal with the big guns, but most of the artillery is still functional.
Yeah, this is a strange battle to me because it looks like the Greenskins are winning the army engagement and the leadership engagements are being won by the Vampire Coast. But, I mean, if the Greenskins can kill off this Vampire Fleet Captain, I think they have a chance to win this, you know, as long as they don't allow Luther to deal.
Kill off this Fleet Captain because they were in combat against Blackhawks for a little too long, I think.
Yeah.
But without Wurzag, the entire Greenskin army has a very big problem in these Sirens.
Yeah. Because there's no magical damage to deal with them, unless he gets like a perfect vindictive glare. I don't even know.
Yeah. That vindictive glare just shot it. Ooh, did that blow up the captain?
The Vampire Fleet Captain, indeed. It did some good damage.
I thought it was aimed at the Sirens and just missed horribly.
Oh no, it hit the Vampire Fleet Captain, yeah.
Yeah.
The Sirens are crumbling right now, so honestly, they're doing okay.
They're crumbling under sheer... They were up against Blackhawks and the Warlords boys.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just under hails of fire from rusty arrows.
Can you believe that Wurzag is still alive right now? Sorry to interrupt, but Wurzag's still alive, and Harkin is back there still trying to kill him, and I think he's spending so much time trying to kill Wurzag, he's going to lose the rest of the battle.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know why he's trying to take him on the ground. Just shoot him down. Up here.
Yeah.
You can shoot the guy. Just shoot him off. You don't need to dive in on him.
Yeah, the Vampire Fleet Captain's going to die before he gets a chance to heal up Harkin, so... Yeah. I think this is Greenskin victory now.
There's nothing left, actually. Yeah, I think this is a Greenskin victory simply
because he has to land.
Harkin was so far away there was nothing left.
Yeah.
By the time there's not going to be anything left by the time Harkin gets back to the fight.
Yeah. There goes the Vampire Fleet Captain. There goes Nahek. So I mean, yeah.
There goes that. Sirens are going to die in approximately 3 seconds.
And then Luther Harkin's going to possibly forfeit once he has to take off, because he can't, you know, chase routing units, and he'll have to get up in the air, and then he'll suffer that leadership penalty, and I think the writing's on the wall.
I think it's a bit more than on the wall. I think it's officially signed off.
It's been notarized.
Harkin can take this.
Yeah, no, it's Harkon's lost. There's no chance he wins this. There's archers nearby that are going to start shooting him already. And, I mean, he does have regeneration in combat, so... But, yeah, that is that. The Wa takes it out in the end. In spite of a rather precarious start from what it looked like. But yeah, I mean, looking across the field, like these greenskins, the Boar Boys, I mean, the biggins right here, 110, 208, 70, 92 on the kills, 114 on the other biggin, 183 on the Night Goblin War Boss, or the Night Goblins. Like, yeah, the infantry just did so well for the greenskins here. I mean, the archers are super important because they are the only things that dished out damage to Luther Harkin and the Vampire Fleet Captain for the most part. But yeah, I mean, what do you think the Vampire Coast needed to do differently there? Just mainly the Luther Harkin play?
Bit on the Harker play, yeah. Another thing I'd like to have seen was more sirens, possibly. And I don't think he didn't get anywhere near the mileage out of the artillery that he needed to. I think it'd been better just cutting the artillery, maybe taking some more range of his own, some more handguns of his own, maybe something that's maybe some slightly more elite bodies. Probably just like more sirens, maybe. Something that's not just going to get rolled through like zombies, because zombies aren't going to win any fights here.
Yeah.
They're just going to slowly lose. And when you've got the killing power of the greenskins, it's not that slow.
Yeah. Nope, completely agree there. I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to see another 3-0 or if Lozier is going to bring this back. I don't know. Chief has had some pretty convincing victories so far. I mean, that last one was very, very close, but I think Chief also kind of demonstrated the strengths there as, you know, Luther Harkin was so distracted chasing down Warzag, but you could see Chief just constantly shutting down the rest of the Vampire Coast army, never losing focus, recognizing that, yeah, Warzag's getting chased, nothing to do about it, let's focus on these other pieces of the battlefield, and where a lot of players, I think, probably would have like given up hope at that point.
Okay, so we've loaded in. Hey up, Sarmation. So,
I'll take Chaos if you want to grab the vampire counts.
Okay. Do you want to take it away then first? Or?
No, you go ahead and take away first because they have a bigger army. Okay,
so we have a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord on a Hell Steed with a Helm of Discord, Raised Dead, Dance Macabre, Invocation of the Heck, and Curse of Undeath. That'll be interesting. Double Terrorgeist. A Necromancer on foot with nothing but the Scroll of Shielding and Master of the Dead. A White King with nothing. A Naked White King. 2 Corpse Carts. And then a line of zombies, including the Teeth, Regiment of Renown, and a skeleton, 5 and 4 Skeleton Warriors. And then over here, the Chillgeists, old favourite of mine. AoE slowing aura, magical attacks. This Chillgeists combined with the Terrorgeists could be very, very problematic, especially for the large stuff. Absolutely. Oh, and a Mortis Engine.
Oh joy.
Because of course, another Mortis Engine. Anyway, how about the Chaos guys?
Well, they've got 3 Marauder Horsemasters. They've got 3 units of Chosen, and they've got 2 Chaos Marauders. They got a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. He's got Kolek Sun Eater with the Lord of the Storm Standard Die, as well as Foe Seeker. And then he's also going to be bringing a Caster of Fire, as you mentioned. Going to be on a horse, and it's going to have the Scroll of Shielding, Flaming Sword of Ruin, as well as Fireball and Kindle Flame with Evasion. So, very elite small Chaos army. And I guess he's just banking on the Chosen lasting long enough with their very solid defense at 60 and high 120 armor. He's hoping they'll hang on long enough to let the Shaggoths do some work.
The infantry, none of this infantry is really going to be able to scratch the Chosen.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't think the White Kings are really going to be able to touch the Chosen. I think his main issue is going to be the Mortis engine.
Yes.
And the Terrorgeist.
Oh, Flaming Sword of Ruin going down, but unfortunately it wasn't on the Marauder Horsemasters when it needed to be. Because if he would have had that on top of the Horsemasters when the Chillgeist were in range, he could have melted them, but that was just kind of a waste of magic there.
Ooh, that was a breath into Chosen. 8 models down already.
Damn.
Second breath going down.
Ooh, 9
models this time.
Yep,
if he can just keep chipping away at the Chosen like this, it's going to go very poorly for Zero.
Yeah. What I'd really love to see Zero do is he needs to make sure he conserves his ammunition and saves the big volleys for when he has a Flaming Sword of Ruin on it, because the fire damage means it'll be extra 25% damage to the Terrorgeist because they have regeneration. It'll also add the magical damage to get rid of the physical resistance of the Chillgeist and the Mortis engine, so it's just really important, in my opinion, that he saves this ammunition for those really pivotal moments, because otherwise, if he doesn't shut down the Terrorgeist with the missiles, then I don't really know what will.
Yeah.
I guess he has the Dragon Orders.
Yeah, personally, I think he's going very aggressively with his Firecaster. I think what he needs to be doing is keeping his Firecaster back. Because this is a regular Mortis engine. All it needs is a couple of overcast fireballs and it's going.
Exactly.
It's fire weakness, big old fire weakness, no resist, it's not the Claw of Nagash. Got a second shout, a second death shriek into the Chosen, and they're down to 45.
Models. Yeah.
15 models down from 2 shouts, that's scary.
And there's still 3 more shouts on the field, and I think we're about to see another one come down here on top of the full health. Ooh, it's not going to do anything. It's going to do 2 models. That's
2 models.
That is what the Chaos player needed.
This Fire Sorcerer is playing very far forward. The Mortis engine is not anywhere near where I'm not sure what this Mortis engine is doing. Is he trying to save later?
I think he's saving it for later and trying to stay away from any fireballs.
This is the big one.
Helm of Discord.
Both guys in on Kolek. Stand or Die and Helm of Discord have gone down.
Ooh, look at the Blood Dragon Lord. I can't speak right now. Taking a ton of damage, down to half health. But he's going to pull out.
Christ, he got bashed. He's getting out.
Yeah.
These zombies always coming back in for another charge. That could be dangerous.
Very dangerous indeed. I mean, he does have Invocation to Heck. I'm sure he'll be able to pop pretty soon here. But he's now between the 2 Shaggets. And if Kolek and the Dragon... Oh, okay. He's going to pull out just in the nick of time there.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where I hope that... I think Kolek and the Dragon Ogre probably want to pull out. They're taking a lot of damage that they can't heal back up.
I think that's the thing. Shaggoth and Terrorgeist. Oh, here comes the Mortis engine. This is where we need to see a fireball, I think.
Yeah. This is... Yeah, he needs the Marauder Horseman up here. There goes the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth.
Yeah, the Shaggoth and Kolek are just getting melted here.
Yeah.
Fireball coming in. Misses completely. And off into the middle of who knows where. This entire right flank is doing nothing.
One Terrorgeist is getting close. It's crumbling. It's very low in health.
One Terrorgeist is getting crumbled, but the other one's full health. The Mortis is mostly full of health.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
now we have the Lord chasing down the Shaggoth.
And the Mortis engine's been committed, and these Chosen are just going to bleed models from the AoE.
Yep. There's a big fireball on top of the Mortis engine.
Yeah, this one actually, I think they've both clipped it. I don't think we've had a direct hit.
Yeah, because it kept on going past it.
I think the main issue with that is that, I think it's due to the way the hitboxing works, because I think the targeting hitbox for Mortis engines is above the model. So it's just going to keep arcing over. But yeah. Kolek is back here terrified, back here scared of engaging.
The Blood Vampire Lord has just got hit by some Marauder Horsemasters.
And he's getting punished on the line over here.
Yeah, he's on the very edge of the line, and this could be a pivotal moment if the Chaos Warriors can capitalize.
if Chaos can capitalize. I'm not sure they can.
I'm not sure either.
The
Especially
zombies
just with how low
the
Cult
zombies
is.
have just meat shielded that entire Horsemaster charge.
Yeah.
The Chill Geists have got free reign, basically.
And now they're coming in for a huge rear charge, too.
Another fireball goes in. I don't think that made contact with the Mortis engine, even.
No.
Kolek's getting bashed by a Terrorgeist, and I think he's going to lose that.
He's got some Marauders coming in to try to meat shield for him, but yeah, I think Kolek is in a precarious position. I don't think this Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is going to get killed. Unfortunately enough, he's going to get another summon in there too, and
they're sending the fireball caster over, because I think Helm of Discord, so he wins this fight. He's moving the Firecaster in to attack him melee, but
yeah, that's
the Hex drops down on the Lord.
Yeah, and army losses look like they could be kicking in soon. The balance of power is just so far again. Yeah, this is going to be over. But a noble effort from Chaos. I just think he got too greedy there with the Dragon Ogres initially. And they need to keep it in the back line and play it more cautiously. And I think he could have done a lot better there. But I don't know. It just seems like his forces kind of get pulled apart at certain points in the battle. Which, great job too, La Grand Pinga here. You know, BBB Chief playing this very, very well. And, you know, he's going to take this series in a 3-0 fashion.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, to me, Low Zero definitely had a chance to win that. And I think it was that initial engagement with the Dragon Ogres being in there for just too long. I think, honestly, it seems like BBB may have been baiting him with that Red Dragon Lord, because the Dragon Ogres kept pulling further and further in, and then, you know, before you know it, they were both down to at least half health, and the regular one was routing. Round 1 between Hyali Nali and his Lizardman versus Archon the Black and his followers of Nagash. So thank you all for being here, and once again, thank you to my co-host Iron Thunder. Do you want Lizardman or Tomb Kings?
I'll take the Tomb Kings.
All right, sir. Walk us through it. Oh, wow.
Let's start off. We have a generic Tomb King on a War Sphinx with the Scorpion armor, which is 22% ward save when he's at less than half health. I can definitely see that coming in handy.
Mm-hmm.
He also has a Death Priest with the Nefera Scroll of Mighty Incantations. Basically just more power recharge when he when he has more allies nearby, as well as Buna and Spirit Leech. For a front line, however, we have Skeleton Warriors, 5 Skeleton Warriors, and I believe 4 Spears. Yeah, 5 Skeleton Warriors, 4 Skeleton Spears. We have 2 Skeleton Chariots, 2 Nehekara Horsemen. We have the Chosen of the we have some Great Bow Ushabti. I thought they were Chosen of the Gods, but no. And we have the Sphinx of Yusek, the Regiment of Renown Necro Sphinx, which is... I'm not sure on this one. I'm not sure about the Necro Sphinx in general, to be honest.
Nor am I, but Archon's one of those players where usually I don't question his tactics, because he usually gets his job done.
If it works, yeah. Anyway,
if it works,
it
works.
What about... We've seen what the bones have got. What have we got for the scales?
Well, for the scales, we've got 4 Skink Cohort. We have 3 Temple Guard, one of them being the Star Chamber Guardians holding up that center with their magical damage and Guardian trait. He is going to have 2 Cold One Spear Riders, 1 on either flank, a unit of Croxigors, a Feral Carnosaur. He's going to have the Bastillodon with the Revivification Crystal, and the Slann Mage Priest of Light Magic, going to have the Bound Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Biona's Time Warp, Net of a Mintok, Foz Protection, and he's going to have that Greater Arcane Conduit and Exorcism as well. Exorcism, a nice pick here against the Undead faction, since it gives him that -8 leadership. But I believe that rounds out the Lizardman army, and, you know, here we go, going into fight against each other, and infantry definitely going to, once again, be in the Lizardman favor, because the Tomb Kings don't have strong infantry, but I don't know. I feel like the Tomb
I don't
Kings
know.
have some strong options here.
Yeah, what the Tomb Kings lack in quality, they definitely are making up for in quantity.
Yep.
Especially because he's gone rather elite. He's got Skink cohorts and Temple Guard.
Yep.
The Skink cohorts won't last too long, I don't think. And after that, the Temple Guard will struggle if they just get surrounded and drowned in bodies.
Spirit Leech going down on the Feral Carnosaur already? Or did I...
The Great Bow seems to be firing into Skink cohorts, which is possibly the least worthwhile thing on the entire army for them to shoot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that targeting is, especially some Mark.
I think it was auto.
Just auto-targeting them.
Yeah, second volley went into Colt 1 Spear Riders for very little damage.
Oh, that one completely missed. It was just hitting. Seems like the targeting on the Great Bows has been a bit off today.
On these Cold 1 Spear Riders.
Oh my god. What would a Reviv Crystal cast do versus a Fate of Buna? Do you know?
I don't know, but I think we might be about to find out. The Chariots have gone into rout off a Skink cohort.
Very good damage on that charge.
Yeah, he's trying to pull it away, but he's trying to chase it even, but Chariots are faster than Cold Ones.
Yeah, plus they're pulling back to their own lines, and they should be able to get through without much issue.
Yeah.
Croxagor's diving on top of the Skeleton Warriors with the Skink cohort, and
Death Priest coming forward. This could be dangerous.
Oh my god!
If you just turn these guys around, then that would be such an easy kill.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to pull out of there in time, though.
Here.
Oh wow! Everything, the Necrosphinx, the Ucep, the Tomb King, everything is in here.
Yeah. Fast protection, shield of the old ones. Tomb Kings haven't popped anything. But over on this flank, the Cold 1 Spear Riders have been routed off. I mean, it's just Skink cohorts against Horsemen and
man.
Banishment dropped on Skeleton Warriors, but it's kind of wandered off.
That is
Although the Chariots have run straight into the middle of it, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and meanwhile over here in the main combat, we're going to see the Tomb King is actually pretty hurt, down to about half health.
Yeah, the Carnosaur's on him, but even then, the Necrosphinx is coming in.
Yeah.
And the Necrosphinx is a scary part here. Especially because the Spirit Leech is all going on the Carnosaur. He's taking, with the Carnosaur out of the equation, does he really have an answer to the Necrosphinx?
I mean, I guess Temple Guard if it stays in combat with him long enough, but yeah, this is looking really tough.
His Temple Guard, yeah, but his Temple Guard moving it. These Temple Guard is moving the Star Chamber Guardians over to try and get the Lord. I wouldn't have done that. I'd have got them on the Ushabti.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's been a net of Amintok on the Necrosphinx. That's why. Star Chamber Guardian on there. Move the Lord in for the ward save, and this Necrosphinx, and with the Croxagors coming in as well, that Necrosphinx is not in a good position right now.
No, yeah, because he can get pinned in place there with the Croxagors. They have enough mass to hold him down.
Even so, the Bastillodon, the Cold 1 Spear Riders are going. It's just the Bastillodon and the Slan here, surrounded by spears and a Tomb King.
Yep.
And this is not a good matchup, and the Slan especially does not want to be in here. Although the Shield of the old ones goes down, Star Chamber Guardians are in now. This Tomb King could be a proper problem if the Star Chamber Guardians get there.
I mean, this is, yeah, truly a crazy blob fight. You have more Temple Guard coming in here, and I think the Temple Guard are easily going to shift the battle in the favor of the Lizardmen in this blob, but they need to be careful because the Slan is taking a ton of damage. And
Slan's taking damage. The Reviv's out. The Reviv's failed. It's routed.
Yeah, and the Feral Carnosaur is trying to come back, but unless it gets a Reviv Crystal on top of it, it's going to be an uphill battle from here. I mean, Tomb King's really doing well.
Another Spirit Leech on it, and it's going to die.
Yeah, well, now there's Nehekar Horsemen chasing it too, so it's just not going to get out of there.
Yeah, especially now the Lord's disengaged to chase it.
Yep.
This Carnosaur's not making it.
Nope. But I don't want to discount the Lizardmen just yet because of how much Temple Guard they have and how... I mean, what do the Tomb Kings have to do with the Temple Guard at this point? Isn't the Great Bow almost out of ammunition?
Great Bow is down to 5 shots.
Okay.
They've got chariots, they've got spear infantry, but they've got nothing really that can blast through 3 units of Temple Guard, one of which has Guardian, which is giving the entire blob of them 15% physical resist.
Did they change Guardian to apply to everybody? Yeah, it affects allies in range.
Yeah.
No, unit is a Lord or Hero. They have to be a Lord or Hero.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean,
that's probably what's kept the Slan alive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, I mean, plus you have the Kroxigors in here, which really make these Temple Guard far more threatening than they would otherwise, because the single entities can't cycle in and out as easily if they know there's 8 Kroxigor models in there waiting for them.
Yeah. Now, as for now, these... I think they're now moving towards trying to get these great bows out. The great bows are now officially out of ammunition. The Nekara horsemen in the back are just trying to run this Reaver off the field. Who's winning a move? I'm not sure. Yeah, the Star Chamber Guardians moving around, just making a little bit more. That's another one.
Oh,
another shield. Tomb King himself is in. Great bows are in, but this Tomb King's charged straight into the Star Chamber Guardians. That's not.
Nope, it's not where he wants to be.
His leadership's gone. He might be crumbling now.
Here comes the Necrosphinx of Usip, though. Yeah. Oh, pinning him in place.
Yeah, is there enough magic for another net that could be killer at this stage?
Yeah, I'm not sure, and it looks like a Spirit Leech is going down on the Kroxigors, maybe? Or is that a Fate of Buna going down on the Star Chamber Guardians?
Buna on the Guardians. I've done that before. That's it. That pops models.
That is doing so much work.
These great bows are mullered, though.
Yeah, these Temple Guard are just so tough.
It's just. I think at this point he's just trying to mulch through as much of the infantry as he can. Trying to get, because he knows he can't force the engagement on the Necrosphinx or the Tomb King or anything really.
Yeah.
He can't force his engagements. He has to wait for Arkan to make his move.
Yep. Foz protection going down on top of the Slan Mage Priest, making sure nobody sneaks through and snipes him down easily. The Tomb King looking like he's coming after that Slan Mage Priest once again.
Trying, but Guardian's still up. Foz protection before it's up, and that's AO. The Foz protection is an AOE cast. That was just trying to get everything. The Tomb King's leadership is dipping.
Dipping quite significantly, and so is his health. He's down to 877.
And dropping. His leadership's gone. He's crumbling. That Tomb King might not make it out of there. And that could be a critical shield of the old ones.
It
that
really
could keep the Slan alive.
Because the Slan right now is down to what, 770 hit points?
Is the Slan going to come out and try and get a cheeky snipe on the ruddy Tomb King? That would be a horrible idea.
It looks like he's just trying his best to stay alive while the Sphinx of Usep is getting chewed down by the Temple Guard, because the Necrosphinx is... Oh, this is so close. I think the Lizardmen may take it.
Yeah, the leadership on the Necrosphinx is gone. I think just crumbled and died.
There goes the Necrosphinx. The Kroxigors are routing too, though. But Temple Guard still seem to be okay.
Temple Guard are holding. The Temple Guard will beat these spears any day. It's these chariots and the Tomb King. If you can just drop the Tomb King. This
is a crazy fight, and it's coming down to the wire, man. We already saw the Ushabti summon, correct?
I think he's run out. Yeah. I don't remember. If he's still got the Ushabti summon in the back, that could be critical. Because this Slan is...
Oh, Slan is routing now.
He did he get that Foz protection off? No, I don't think he did.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he got the Foz protection off, so he at least has that.
Yeah, but it was only a self-cast.
Yes.
The last one was AoE.
But will the Lich Priest of Death die?
He might be able to.
Oh my god.
The Temple Guard could hold even without the Slan, and he's leaving the Slan to drop because he thinks he's gonna. I think he thinks he's gonna run off the map, but.
Oh my god! The Tomb King. Critical binding.
The Tomb King's on critical. Everything else here, I don't think anything in this blob is going to beat the Temple Guard.
Yeah, 37, 25, 23 models left. There's a lot of Temple Guard here.
Yeah, this Tomb King is just running down the Slam Priest at this point.
Yeah, it's what I would be doing.
He's going to die before he gets to the edge of the map, I think.
Yeah, and that leadership penalty may be enough to make these Temple Guards start routing.
Well, I don't know. The Tomb King doesn't seem to be attacking, actually. He just seems to be walking behind him slowly. Like, if you look at it, it's not attacking. It's just walking behind him menacingly.
The Star Chamber Guardians have started to rout, though. So there goes the chain route. The Lizardman going to lose it. Oh.
Army losses. GG.
What a close fucking battle.
That was hella close.
That was so close. That was a really good game.
Yeah.
And, you know, Hyale has his Lizardman again. If those banishments
had gone a little better, then he might have even taken that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I saw the banishments go down, but they all went, but by the time I saw them, they'd all wandered off to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. That was such a close damn game, man. Like, looking at Archon the Black's army, pretty much everything was dead in it at the end there, but the Chariots, 152 kills, doing really well for themselves. Yeah, the Chariots putting work. The Chariots pretty much single-handedly dealt with some of these skink cohorts. Yep.
The Carnosaur did not get in any work, and I think that's more down to Archon than Jarl's play.
Yeah, Archon did a really good job shutting that Carnosaur.
Prioritization was on point there. The Carnosaur dropped like a sack of bricks. Yeah. Depends. So, which side do you want?
I'll go ahead and grab the Empire, since I do like them. Dimmy G, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it so much. Everybody's the best. But yeah, you cool with the vampire counts?
Yeah. Right. So, front line is 5 Crypt Ghouls, including the Feasters in the Dark, who are vanguarded up behind these trees. The Feasters stalk, so that could be. I think you might be anticipating using them to try and flank a gun line. In the meantime, the rest of the army, we have 2 Blood Knights, 2 Black Knights with Lancers and Barding, and a unit of Vargheists over here. And then for the leadership, we have cast of these just moved. I was looking at the spells. Here we have Necromancer with Raised Dead, Forbidden Rod, and Master of the Dead. And then up in the air on a dragon, we have we have a Strigoi Vampire Lord on a Terrorgeist.
Oh, don't see that often.
With Invocation of Nehek and Command of the Unliving. I can see why he's gone for a Crypt Ghoul frontline now, and yeah, it's an interesting setup. And honestly, as much as I hate to say it, it's a very clever working of the rules, because you're not allowed double Raised Dead, but you're allowed Raised Dead and Command of the Unliving. Yeah. And it's annoying to face, but it's still perfectly legal. No. I think that just sums up Archon's playstyle, though.
Yeah, it's definitely his playstyle, and like it or love it, it's his. So, going for the Empire really quick, we have 2 Spearmen, 2 Swordsmen, 2 Greatswords, 2 Halberdiers. We're also going to have what appears to be the Silver Bullets handguns with their stock and magical missiles. He's going to have a backline consisting of 2 Demogryph Knights with halberds, one of them being the Royal Altdorf Griffites. In that mix-up, he's going to have a Jade Wizard with Shield of Thorns, as well as Earthblood, Lifebloom, and the Power Stone. And then he's going to have Volkmar the Grim over here, too, with Grand Soulfire, Grand Shield of Faith, Grand Hammer of Sigmar, the Jade Griffin, Divine Power, as well as Benediction. And then last but certainly not least, we have a Warrior Priest over here on foot. He's going to have the Hammer of Sigmar, or sorry, the Shield of Faith and the Hammer of Sigmar, as well as Benediction, and that is it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, because I'm not a massive fan of these Demigryphs.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to it, they're going to end up fighting the Blood Knights. And I think the Blood Knights might win that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's going to come down to the Demigryphs having a really shoddy model count.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it goes on, as it starts, like, the counts are already starting to try and get their wrap around. Demigryph's moving.
Yeah, and it looks like he's setting himself up for a breath, perhaps on top of some of these great swords. If I had to guess, yeah.
There they are.
Getting quite a lot of damage down there.
19 models killed.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage to those great swords, and
yeah,
they're actually a pretty important unit for the Empire right now because they will be able to kill off those crypt ghouls without too much trouble, as opposed to the swordsmen, who I think will kind of get raffle stomped.
Yeah.
Oh, Silver Bullet's opening fire into the Bargeist now.
Yeah, not getting too much mileage out of the volley, I don't think. Getting some work done. And in the meantime, Feasted in the Dusk, Blood Knights, and Black Knights are moving around. Oh, so it's a Necromancer. Oh, the Necromancer's on a horse. I missed that. Yeah. This is part of the issue with going with such a defensive, blocky build with Empire. The Dark Elf, not Dark Elves, the Counts have just got freedom to just try and get us around.
Yep.
Like, at this point, the Vampires they've got a full end circle on the Empire forces.
It's true, but I mean, I'm still wondering how the engagements are going to go on this full circle. I mean, the Empire at least has some units on the outside that are not pinned down in place, so they still have some options to at least redeploy and put different units.
They have options, and a lot of things like Volkmar and the Battle Priest both work a lot better in these sort of blobby situations because all their abilities are self-centered AoE.
Yep. And right now, the Strigoi Vampire Lord dived into that blob, and
yeah, he's dived in and he's getting poked down. Because one of the things with Volkmar, I'm vaguely sure the guy's unbreakable.
Yes, he is. It's absolutely what he is.
Like, permanently unbreakable.
Yeah, and the Strigoi Ghoul King looks like he's trying to pull out of this blob now. And Volkmar is going after him as he does it.
Actually.
Oh, Crypt Ghoul's getting summoned. Or Crypt Horrors, sorry. The Overcast. But they're going to start melting immediately. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's what happens when you summon them in Halberd Demis and Halberdiers.
Yeah, right now the Empire blob there is actually looking pretty strong, but he needs to start spreading them up so they don't get brats.
Volkmar isn't unbreakable.
He isn't? Is it only on his chariot?
Only on his pimp wagon.
Oh, that's so good to know. Thank you for letting me know. Only unbreakable on pimp wagon.
If you can look, he's taking leadership damage.
Yeah.
He does waver. In the meantime, Blood Knights rear charging on greatswords, and they're on the Jade Wizard now. This is not going to be pretty. Terror Guy's getting a breath in on the Halberdiers, followed by a charge.
And a huge terror rout.
This middle blob just routed.
Yep.
Just instant snap finger and rout. And I don't know how much. What's the Empire got left?
I mean, their Royal Altar of Griffites are wavering.
Yeah, the Griffites. It's got the it's got the Demigryphs. The Life Wizard's getting battered. Volkmar's there. We've got these great swords running back in with a Warrior Priest, but they're getting charged and charged and charged. The infantry seem to have all but collapsed. I think, yeah, the Demigryphs have routed now. I think his infantry's all gone except for these great swords. It's all routed.
Yeah, that's going to be a GG there, because now that they've started routing, that's the problem when you get in these blob engagements with the Empire. As soon as they start routing and they're in this blob, they're not getting out. Like, you saw it. As soon as they started routing, they just took so much damage, and Volkmar and the Warrior Priest can't win this by themselves.
Yeah.
What is his damn leadership at, though? Because he's still not routing.
Volkmar, 25.
Huh.
He has he's not unbreakable, but he does have very high base leadership for Empire.
Gotcha. I was going to say, like, he's still fooling me. But, yeah, I mean, some promising initial engagements there in the blob, but I think what he needed to do as soon as that Lord pulled out is pull his Demigryphs Knights out of that blob again. and then try to spread his units out, because the blob engagements just always play in favor of the vampire counts. Because no matter how many buffs you have, I still think blob dep invocation of heck trumps.
Who do you want?
I'll take Bretonia, and yeah, Bretonia sounds good to me if you want to grab the Lizardmans.
Okay, so Lizardman, we have a Saurus Old Blood on a Carnosaur with Amulet of Itzel, Stand Your Ground, and the Horn of Kygor. And then we have a Beast Priest on a Stegodon. I think it might even be an ancient Stegodon.
It sure is.
Yeah, Stegodon with Vissen's Wild Form, Flock of Doom, and the Curse of Honor here. Curse of Honor here is going to be lethal against some of this cavalry. Front line of Skink cohorts, couple of red crests, including the cohort of Zotek, and then cold ones, 2 cold one spear riders, 2 horned ones. In short, this is a very Falcon build, plus a Stegodon caster.
Yes. Very Falcon-y indeed, and checking out the Bretonian army, we'll take a look at what they have brought, and pretty straightforward actually. So Archon's going to have 2 peasant mob, he's going to have 2 spearmen at arms, he's going to have 2 peasant bowmen with fire arrows on each of them. He's going to have the Green Knight hidden here in the forest with the Dolores Blade, as well as Sacred Guardian and the Blessing of Lady, of course. He's going to have 4 foot squires. They can do quite well against Saurus Old Bloods. And then for the cavalry, we're going to see over here a unit of Grail Knights, a unit of mounted yeoman archers, and then up in the air we're going to have some Royal Hippogriff Knights. Down on the ground for the leadership, we'll have the Fey Enchantress. She will have the Chalice of Potions, the Arcane Conduit, Dwellers Below, Earthblood, Mist of the Lady, Life Bloom, and the Blessing of the Lady, of course. And that rounds it out. And I have to say, Archon's army, I like it. I mean, this isn't a bad army at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not a bad army at all, but one of the things I think it's definitely lacking is stopping power.
Yes.
There's a unit of Grail Knights out here, and there's not much else that's going to stop that Stegodon or that Carnosaur or even the horned ones just going straight through this army like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, I think the Foot Squires were here to anticipate any Saurus Warriors, but without Saurus Warriors, they're just a complete overspend, and I think you're absolutely right. The Lizardmen just have a very distinct cavalry advantage here.
Yeah, they've got a bit. Yeah, it's very rare that someone ever had a cavalry advantage against Bretonia, but hey ho.
Yeah, here it is.
As we said, pigs are flying today.
Yeah, strange things are happening in today's tournament, chat. You saw it here first.
Right. This Bowsteg, I'd be having this Bowsteg on the mounted yeomans at this moment in time. Try and catch them early. Because if you can get the poison on these Bowsteg, on these guys, their speed is going to crumple and they might actually get caught by the skink cohorts. I'm not quite sure on that one, but they're definitely threatened by them. At the minute, he's shooting. I think he's trying to shoot at peasant bowmen or at foot squires.
And it's
he's shooting at the foot squires, and it's just not hitting.
That is frustrating, and I did misspeak. That is actually not an ancient Stegodon, just a regular old Stegodon. So
yeah, it's earlier. I can't remember what the mount options are for priest. Whatever it is.
It's Pterodon, Stegodon, and Ancient Stegodon. Ooh, now he's targeting the Grail Knights, and he killed off 3 models there with 1 shot.
That's sort of targeting he needs to be getting with, because those Grail Knights. I think that was aimed at the Grail Knights, but the terrain and everything just made it miss and hit the foot squires.
Yeah.
It still took a couple models off it.
And I mean, looking at the amount, so he has 12 rounds left and doing some good damage to those foot squires, honestly. So, in terms of who's coming out on top in this initial mounted yeoman versus Stegodon skirmish fight, I would say Ancient Stegodon. He's got 23 kills under his belt.
23 kills. It's taken models off the Grail Knights, and I think that's going to be the kicker.
Yep.
Get the models off the Grail Knights. The Grail Knights and the Hippogriffs, they seem to be his anti-dino win con. If you can deal with those 2 units, there isn't really much left other than like the Green Knight, who can just get. And even then, the Green Knight, there's Flock of Doom.
Yeah, right now Archon's looking like he's just trying desperately to fulfill the attacking role, but he's really not getting anything accomplished.
To be fair, with this army, he stands to gain nothing by marching out into the field.
Yeah.
And all that's really going to get him is a less than favourable matchup. He wants to be making as much use out of this hill as he can.
Yeah, and the forest, I'd imagine, too, when you're dealing with the monsters.
Yeah, especially now he's seen the cavalry layout that is up against. He wants to get... He doesn't want to let them try and get even a flatland charge on him. He wants them to be going uphill for the charge.
Oh, that one was aimed at the Hippogriff Knights, it looked like. Not going to kill models there.
Maybe not, but each Hippogriff has about, what, 1,000 health?
Yeah.
Like 1,000 and chain. Yeah, it's like... They have 1,020 health, I think. Here we go, Pox arrows are opening fire. Bit of miscommunication. I think they went at the cavalry mostly.
Yeah. And why do you think he brought fire arrows instead of pox arrows? That was one thing I was curious on. I figured poison arrows would make more sense.
Honestly, I'm not sure. There isn't really anything in the lizard roster that has a fire weakness per se.
Yeah.
Pox arrows would be a lot more debilitating, and they're the same price.
Yeah,
it's not like there's anything in the lizard army that regenerates or anything. There's no fire weakness.
Yeah, that one kind of surprised me. I wasn't sure if it was accidental or not, but to me, I usually think of the poison to slow down these Carnosaurs and Stegodons, and at this point, is the artillery out of ammunition?
Artillery has like 1 shot.
Yeah.
3 shots. But I think with that roar, I think the skink cohorts have been given attack orders.
Yes, they have. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not going to say anything. They seem to be sorting it out themselves.
Here they go. Fire arrows into skinks. Doing pathetically little. But then again, it's peasant bowmen.
And the little shields on these little skinks are doing a little bit of help, or helping a bit, keep the damage off of them. And now the Lizardmen are going for it.
Yep, here they go.
I really want to see the
that might be
go
a take. Pulled his spear, peasant bowman out, and these horned ones. Are you watching? These horned ones here with the Lord.
Yeah.
He's gone in for his charge, and the Grail Knights, all 38 of them to the left, are just swinging around to try and get these horned ones before.
Dwellers below going down.
Big dwellers below. A curse of armor here dropped on the Hippogriffs. I think he was desperately trying to weaken off a charge from them.
Yeah.
Fey Enchantress is getting... I think bullied is the only word I can really say here.
Yeah, very much bullied by a Carnosaur. Looking at the rest of the Bretonnian army, you see the infantry is just disappearing before our very eyes. It's
that's how it goes. Tony doesn't exactly have quality infantry.
Yeah, but here comes a nice chalice of potions on top of the red-crested skinks, and we'll see what kind of damage it does.
They're moved.
Oh, they
moved.
moved.
Still did
some good damage. Yeah.
Oh, and a flock of doom goes down here. That could be problematic. The Grail Knights are losing. The Grail Knights are up against Cold One Spear Riders and struggling. The Fey Enchantress is running away at this point.
Yeah, as she should.
Yeah, and Grail Knights are just bleeding models from the flock. And now they've got horned ones on their backside. They're routing. Hippogriffs are still online entirely, but I think they're getting pegged. They're getting pegged down in skink cohorts. Overcast wild form on the main blob here.
Yeah.
Just damage and armor.
Really increasing that armor and weapon strength, and you know, looking down here, it does look like the Bretonnian left flank is doing a bit better than their
the
right
left flank's
flank.
going, but the right flank's going, and these Grail Knights are just rallying before the line here. The Yeoman Archers are in existence still. These Hippogriff Knights are at about half health, but without model loss, barely.
But they don't. Does she have the regrowth on her? No, she only has Earthblood. So without a regrowth, I just don't see her healing up the Hippogriff Knights in time. And there's still some models stuck on the ground. But the Lizardmen actually aren't chasing them, so they will be able to escape. And
yeah, no, the Lizards are just turning around and cleaning up the infantry block. Because the only Bretonnian infantry that's really left standing at the minute is the stuff with the Green Knight.
Yep.
And I get the feeling that's the only reason they're not dying. Because the Green Knight's there.
It's strange to me that the balance of power is in favor of the Bretonnians. I'm guessing it's really weighing the Green Knight and the Fey Enchantress quite heavily, but...
Yeah, I mean, Green Knight is fully... He's tired, but he's at full health still. And he's still got his insane physical resistance. So and there's no magical attacks outside of Flock.
Yeah.
And Flock's not going to do too much to a single entity like that.
I do want to see the Greenskins focus on killing off...
Greenskins?
Sorry, the Lizardmen focus on killing off the Grail Knights and stuff, but
yeah,
I guess cleaning up the
infantry. Grail Knights would have to be a priority.
Yeah.
Chalice Post goes down. The Lizard Cavalry... The Green Knight might swing it entirely.
Yeah.
Because this cavalry blob, these Grail Knights aren't going to win against a Carnosaur.
Yeah.
The Stegodon's not going to help. This entire Lizard blob is just in mop-up mode at this point. Mopping up the Hippogriffs, mopping up the Grail Knights. Then they'll probably just turn around and mop up these bowmen.
Yeah, but the Green Knight's doing so much damage to the Saurus Old Blood right now. I really want to see him get out. And I mean, I don't know. The Fey Enchantress is in combat here now, so if she gets knocked out, I think the battle's over at that point.
If the Fey Enchantress goes, then it's going to come entirely down to the fact that the Green Knight's unbreakable.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hippogriffs are dying. They're on a slither of health, and they have most of the models left somehow.
Yeah, now we have the Skink cohort coming out here and shutting down all the peasant
The Lord is rallied. Yeah, Skink cohorts are shutting down the peasants. The Fey Enchantress is on them though, but Grail Knights have shattered, or 3 of them that remain. The Hippogriffs are down to 3 models and 400 health. I think they're officially dead.
1 model left, and it should be gone pretty soon.
Yeah, 1 model left. I don't think he's rallying.
But yet the balance of power is still in favor of red. So weird. Just that Green Knight is doing so much, and whoa, huge terror out he just caused.
Yeah, that blob just terror out the second the Lord's leadership got taken away. Because his thing, Green Knight, it might just be swung entirely on the Green Knight and his physical resist, and the Carnosaur not being able to chew through it in time, because if you look at the stats on them all, the Carnosaur's got... Well, it's popped his ability now, so it's at 78, 71, but like... the Green Knight's still rocking 60-50.
Yeah.
Carnosaur without buffs is 48, 44. He's not really going to be able to land an attack.
Oh man, he is desperately trying to get on top of the Fey Enchantress. The Green Knight coming over to help defend her. But yeah, right now it's just... pretty bare bones. Lizardmen with a pretty haggard force trying to chase down the Fey Enchantress, but the Green Knight is still in very strong health, and I'm actually kind of nervous right now.
Oh, the Horned ones are just routed off on their own. But here's the thing, because it's been in a corner, and there's a lot of just nothing. Oh, he's turned around to deal with these the Yeomans, who have terror-routed now.
Yeah, it looks like he may just try to focus on killing the Green Knight by surrounding him and overwhelming him in combat, but it's just precarious. I mean, the Saurus Old Blood is in not good health.
Yeah. These Red Crest, this cohort of Sotek, they should probably be going to try and mop up those peasant mobs, but instead I think he might be trying to get them on the Fey Enchantress and try and pin her with them. But I don't know. It seems to be flickering back into the green favour. The Hippogriff is back somehow.
The one Hippogriff
the
there.
Hippogriff is back beyond all belief. It's just flying over the lady and trying to maintain some semblance of leadership, because I think the second it separates from the Fey Enchantress, its leadership's going to drop and it's going to rout.
Yeah. Well, and also as soon as it comes near anything over here, I think it's just going to rout. Yeah. Any leadership debuff.
Yeah, but it's got terror in itself, so it's not exactly going to suffer too much from leadership debuff.
That's a good point, yeah. It won't suffer the terror route.
And they're just bullying the Green Lady at this point. And they're just bullying the Green Knight at this point, but even so, Ursula's coming in. And they're just not really being able to chip through the Ursulas.
That is so crazy that the Green Knight is doing this well this late in the game, and yeah, it just goes to show.
75% physical, but they still do that for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what happens when you don't bring magical damage. If you had the Star Chamber Guardians right now, Green Knight would be in a world of hurt, but without any type of magic damage, the Hand of the Gods, something like that, then it's tough.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to continue trying to cycle charge the Green Knight. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, I think they have to, because he's got his Dolorous Blade up, so he's got 26 melee attack extra. And
oh,
like
no way! There it goes!
Entire army terror out from the Green Knight. No way. Everything's gone. Really? Is that... Holy fuck. That actually happened.
Yeah, it did.
The cohort of Zotek are just holding on for dear life.
One Hippogriff, the Fey Enchantress, and the Green Knight.
And 9 HP on the
on
cohort of
field.
Zotek.
Wow.
Well, that's the Green Knight for you. GG. Green Knight won that. We're just going to leave it at the Green Knight won that. Nothing else, just the Green Knight on his own carried that.
I am at a loss for words. That was...
Yeah, that was...
I mean, you can't. I mean, he won it. He did it. So,
yeah.
I want to give kudos to Archon the Black for winning.
I can't blame him for that. That was insane.
No. Yeah, no. I mean, he played it very well. As he did. This is a very tough matchup, and honestly, I feel like Yalinal. I was mentioning towards the beginning that I wanted to see those horned ones try to get around the flanks more, and I don't know. Like, I don't know if it was overconfidence or what led to that, or I guess it was just really all of us underestimating the power of the Green Knight, but that was a very unexpected battle.
I think Kjol especially underestimated the Green Knight, because if you don't have magic damage, the Green Knight, you're trying to chop through 75% physical resist.
Yeah.
And especially when you've still got Earthblood in behind you, and you're still healing.
Mm-hmm.
The fact he's only got about 3,000 health doesn't overly matter, because he can just heal.
Yeah.
And you're hitting him for peanuts.
Exactly. But in any case, thank you guys for being here. My Son HW signing out. I will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.